So I was just checking this out and my thoughts on
Again, like the notion
gatekeeping,
that you need to like
because
gatekeep the
yeah,
VTubing community from peanut viewers because you don't want normies in it is retarded. You are actually so low IQ. There you go. I would argue.
so I think I am pretty low IQ, but still, like my issue with that statement is that if you don't gatekeep, then people that are from the outside entering in, they are just gonna like change how the hobby that you've been involved in is formed, or like they contort it into like what they want. I think this has already happened with like 99% of all the hobby space now. It's been like pandered towards and such like that. I also think like when Smugalana put this, she kind of is hypocritical because she is like actively gatekeeping for like people other like VTubers or VTweeters who are like have not so good intentions, or like mainly just trying to make a buck out of something. So like I do feel like gatekeeping still needs to be around. Like when I think of gatekeeping, I imagine like the barrier to entry is a lot steeper than like being able to just walk right in. My issue is like the whole burnt peanut situation was just mainly that he was just making a joke out of it. He was just trying to troll the VTubing sphere, and honestly like it wasn't like that serious, but like people made it become serious. I don't think anybody was trying to I don't think burnt peanut's audience was trying to join into the VTubing space. And like I think like the problem was like the people who were covering Burn Peanut were like continuously calling him like a VTuber. He doesn't want to be called a VTuber. I believe he just want to be called like a streamer. He's he's mostly just a streamer in my eyes. And so I think it was like blown out of proportion. But I do think gatekeeping as a whole, I I used to care a lot about gatekeeping. I used to have a really strong stance about like uh people coming in to be able to join a community or like be actively involved and such like that. Like I guess it's mostly just because I see like how invited like people are naturally now. Not naturally, but like non-organically now. They just like are able to insert like their views on how a certain hobby should be placed. And I guess I was like, nah, that's just how it is. I should play the rest of the clip though.
60%, maybe like even 80% of my audience are people who didn't know what a VTuber was, and then they found me on YouTube, and now they watch VTubers. You
Um, yeah, that's I think that is true. That might be true, but I was mostly actively interested in React channels. So back then I was just watching reactions, and at that point VTubing was also growing at the same time, and I just happened to stumble upon Smug Alana's was the Left 4 Dead video from Crope Cat, and that's how I started watching her. So I was already actively watching VTubers at that point, and Smug Alana happened to be a VTuber as well. So and I think at least like 40% of her audience were like already like VTuber enjoyers. Maybe she already like was growing beforehand at that point, but still. Um, I do feel like I do feel like
what a VTuber was, and then they found me on YouTube.
I do feel like yeah. Like, but that's the thing, right? They're like they are just people who wanted to enjoy your content. They don't want to like actively force how you produce your content or such and like that. It's more so like people who become like VTubers or like you know like the strongest point I could think of is like the game industry, how there's like industry plans all over the place now. And um I used to actively follow like I think since like Zoe Quinn's day. Yeah, it was like a really long time, but like I started to be disenfranchised with like the whole gaming situation as a whole, and like how everything started to like devolve around like identity and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, the space is already falling apart. Like gatekeeping, I feel like should have been stronger at that point, but it wasn't. So it is what it is. But yeah, I do feel like if you actively want to protect like the things that you earnestly think shouldn't have like be meddled with easily without like a consensus or something like that. Actually I don't know. Hmm. I kind of want to figure out like what people think about like gatekeeping. I feel like things should be gatekeep if like you enjoy them, uh, and shouldn't be tampered with. I think the quick my first thought about like um was it Lily Pichu joining the FGC and stuff like that. I feel like she had to like run through, understand how to play fighting game, and she wasn't like actively trying to change how fighting game is. I think like that is like my strongest thought of like how it's successful. I think forever FGC is gonna be like gate kept ish, like the whole invincible stuff right now. But yeah, I do feel like I do feel like that you should view gatekeeping as like something you should cherish. Like you should definitely, if you have a hobby, definitely try to make like the barrier to entry like harder to. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I was just like, it's a ramble, but like it just like been stewing in my head for a while, like the whole gatekeeping and how people want to make the some certain hobby a lot easier to enter through. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll have some other thoughts on that, but usually I don't really. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.